How do you respond when your job, your future job, the interview asks you, why do you want to work here? Do you write on your resume a long ass summary that you're looking for a job and you're excited for the job and yada, yada, yada? That's one. Two, do you say in your head, I want a job, I need money? Or three, do you actually give it some thought? Do you actually say, like, yo, I want this job because maybe I care? Maybe. Those are your three options, right? Three options. Either you give me a long ass summary on your resume about how your objective is to find a job, and you give me a ton of random things. Two, you tell me in your head, duh, I'm just looking for a job. Or three, you give me a substantial answer. Now, based on my delivery, you already know what the answer is. It should be three, right? And why should it be three? Now, here's the thing. I totally get it. It's frustrating to be in the job search, right? And what is it? I think James Baldwin said, I do not dream of labor. No one dreams of labor. In fact, you see me right now, I probably look tired. I got my former job. Yo, you know this job laid me off and I still got a sweater, but it's real comfortable, so it's fine. Got my former sweater on. I have this raincoat from my alma mater on, and it is currently 7:52, which for me, I don't really like working after dark. I wake up really early and I prefer working in the morning. But I made a commitment to myself that I will post a video daily and I will add value daily. So that's why I'm here. And what does this have to do with why you should answer, why do you want to work here, or why do you want this job in a more substantial way? Here's the reason. Whatever you're doing, we understand that even though we may not dream of work, we understand that we have to work for money. And if you're going to show up 8 days a week, seven, what? I'm just going to keep this in. I'm clearly tired because sometimes it feels like you're showing up 8 days, right? Because it's just too much work. If you're going to show up 5 days of the 7 days of the week, 40 hours, right? I think, oh, that's what I was probably trying to say. 8 hours. There we go. 8 hours, 5 days a week, 40 hours. There has to be a reason behind it. So, a way you can answer that question is, let's say, for example, you want to work at Google. Google has so many different products, right? But let's say what we're most used to is maybe Gmail. And in the age of, Google, as in the search engine, then Gmail, and in the age of AI, Gemini. I would say those are probably the three main things that people interact with on a daily basis, right? When we go search for something on the internet, we say, let's Google it. We don't say, let's search it on the internet. We say, let's Google it. When someone sends you an email and it's not a Gmail account, you're like, what is this Yahoo? What is this Hotmail situation that's happening here, right? And I don't know, I don't think Gemini is necessarily the leading AI that people use. I think most people use ChatGPT for their LLM, but it's still there. So I say all this to say that if you are right now thinking, hoping to work for Google, and if I ask you a question of why do you want to work for Google, the only thing you can say to me is, oh, I want a six-figure job. You're not going to get the job at Google. Now, this is not saying this is the exact answer, but something that will get you closer with any job is having some skin in the game. And what that means is when a recruiter asks you, why do you want to work for this job? Why now? Why here? Your response is something to the extent of, ever since I was young, I've been using Gmail. Like Gmail helped me apply for colleges, it helped me stay connected with my friends or my family. Gmail has helped me improve my career over the years. And obviously, I go to Google for everything. There's so many questions that I've had over the years. And give your own specific examples, right? Talk about maybe how you love to bake. And because you were able to Google different recipes, you were able to cultivate that, which made you closer to your mom or something. Everyone has a story attached to a product, right? And if you don't have one, find something adjacent. For example, the role I'm in now, I didn't know the exact tool, but I understood the power of having more efficient workflows. And I understood that, hey, I'm a person who strongly believes that your work should work for you, right? So if there's a new tool out there in the world, whether it's Asana, Notion, Google Docs, Gemini, whatever, that can make your job easier and faster so you can spend more time on doing the things that you love and thinking, and hell, maybe you actually end work at 5 and you go home and you spend time with your kids and you have a better quality of life. I want to support that. So that was pretty much my pitch. Right. My pitch was like, I know that this company with doing this work, and if I teach people how to do this really well, because my job is a change management strategist and trainer, if I teach people how to use this tool really, really well, it gives them more time in their workday to do the things that actually matter because the workflow is doing things for them. Right. So you have to find something that takes you out of the transactional nature of like, I'm giving you 8 hours, you're giving me X number of money. That's it. That's done. There has to be some form, at least that you're sharing with them. But I also think something that you have within you that says, I am doing this for a slightly bigger reason than just the paycheck. Whether it's because I deeply care about the product, I deeply care about the mission, there has to be something that ties you there. And what this does is that even if you are like, bro, I'm coming in at 9 and I'm leaving at 5, from that 9 to 5, you're not like upset the whole time, right? Because you're like, oh, I'm just here for my paycheck. You're curious and you're excited to be like, oh, this is kind of cool that I get to impact this. Like if there's nothing in you that's kind of like, this is cool, or I'm curious about this, then I think it's going to be a lot of Sunday scaries, and it's going to be a lot of like anger and resentment in the job because it is a lot to wake up and somehow situate your life around this 9 to 5 life, whether you're remote, whether you're in person, whatever the case might be, if you really and truly have no connection to the work. So 7 minutes, what am I saying in all of this? Yes, we understand that we're going to work for money, but sometimes you have to think a little bit outside of the box for just the money and think about, why do I actually want to be here? And once you figure that out, it makes it easier to land a job because you're telling a more thorough story and you're showing a little bit more passion, right? And once you get in a lot of jobs, we all know that there's so many articles too that talk about people are burnt out and people are hugging their jobs and people are disconnected from their jobs. But people like people who bring excitement to something. So if you're that person that can spark a little bit of hope, some excitement, you're more likely to get the job than the person who's just there like, I'm just here so I don't get sued. My 2 cents. Let me know your thoughts.